Let's go, dude.
Welcome in, everybody. It's Alarm Fantasy Football. I'm Howard Bender. With me, it's Andrew Cooper, also from Fantasy Alarm. Look at that. Nice gear. Look at that shirt matching my hat.
Fresh, baby.
Looking
Fresh.
so good. Looking so good. It's NFL Week 8. It is Thursday. The week starts tonight. Buffalo Bills hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You guys have fantasy football lineup questions that you need answered. Andrew Cooper and I, we got those answers. We appreciate you watching us here on the Fantasy Alarm YouTube page. Please hit that like and subscribe button and make sure that you're a part of the family with all the great programming that we have here. I just had Adam Zucker from CBS Sports joining me on Getting Buzzed. Coop and I are in here right now. You're going to get another NFL live stream coming up later on today from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern with Coop and John and Pemba. There's so much going on here over at Fantasy Alarm. All sports are starting. All shows are happening here. Baseball, football, basketball, hockey, soccer, frisbee golf, whatever you want. We're covering all right here on the show. How you doing, Coop?
It's crazy. Now is the heart of sports, right? It's like World Series, NASCAR playoff, basketball starting, Wembanyama, and hockey's going on, Alex DeBrincat, right? Like, it's just crazy right now. And football is right in the heart of the season and no bye weeks this week. I think football felt like they were like, you know what? We don't want anybody to take a week off with a bye week, go watch basketball or hockey or whatever. So they said, you know what? Full slate this week, got to protect the this house. So full week of football, baby. Let's go.
Full week of football, all 16 games on the slate. Absolutely loving it. Bills, Bucks tonight. Great stuff coming up there. Then on Sunday night, we got a great game. The Bears against the Chargers. Maybe that's not a great game, but it'll be a decent game. Some lame duck defenses always make for a lot of nice scoring. And then I don't even know what the Monday night game is this week. I haven't even have I not looked that far in advance here? Help me out, Coop. Who's playing on Monday night?
Don't need to look that far in advance, but yeah, Monday night is the Raiders and the Lions. So that could be an interesting one. Those teams, I feel like those teams rarely play once every 4 years, right? When you're not going to the playoffs that often. But yeah, so that'll be interesting. I think Lions favored by about a touchdown, but hey, the over-under is like 45 last time I checked. So that'll be a game. There'll be some score in there. Let's go.
Oh, I definitely think there's going to be some scoring there. Absolutely. And, and listen, I think, the Lions looking to make that comeback after getting smoked by the Ravens in week 7. So
yeah,
we got a lot of ground to cover. Guys, get those questions in the chat. Coop and I will be in and out of the chat throughout this entire time, leading right up to tonight's action. I see Tommy getting the game over here. Get to watch a beatdown on primetime TV. He might be talking about Monday, but what we got going on tonight in the BetterCast app, if you guys don't have that, make sure you do it. BetterCast app, BetterCast.app, wherever you get your apps in your iPhone or your Samsung. Look at that. Scan that QR code that's right there, and then you can join in on the fun because we're all hanging out there in the chat. We're having conversations, talking about the games, but what we're also doing is we're answering prop questions, higher or lower, game props, what's going to happen in the next play, are they going to score, how many points are going to come up here in the first quarter, all of that stuff there. You answer the questions. We got pregame questions and in-game questions. Answer the questions, get right answers, score points for right answers, turn those points into tickets, redeem those tickets for free autographed sports memorabilia. We got tons of stuff coming on, and we've got a lot of great stuff happening coming up in the future on the BetterCast. Most notably, there's a Jet Monday Night Football game where Bender's blowing it out there, and then coming up on Thanksgiving, we got something super special for you. But I don't want to get too far ahead of us here. Let's stay focused on NFL Week 8, right where we are. Before we hit those chat, let's hit some of the top news stories here around the way. For tonight's action, told that Baker Mayfield, who is listed as questionable with a knee injury, he is going to play against the Bills.
Okay.
I don't think there's any issue with really what's going on. Everybody's very optimistic about it. We'll break down the game. You know what? I'll just throw it. What do you think of tonight's game here, Coop?
I literally can't think of anything except Dalton Kincaid. That's my my mind is just.
He's in my captaincy with my showdown line.
It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. And I honestly, like, no matter what, whether he does well, whether he does bad, we're gonna have fun. That's what it's all about. Is we don't know what's gonna happen, but we know he's got an opportunity, right? So the memes will be out one way or another, whether he's doing big things or if he's doing nothing, we'll have some fun with it. But yeah, Dalton Kincaid, we're gonna get him tonight with no Dawson Knox. With Tampa Bay, their offense, I'm most interested to see this young kid because you wonder what happens next, right? Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, what direction they go in. I know Mike Evans basically said at the start of the year, if I don't get paid, I'm not going to be here next year, and he didn't get paid. So Trey Palmer, he's made some plays, he's popped a little bit. I'm excited to see what he can do. I think that he's a guy that in your dynasty leagues, I'd make sure he's not on any waivers. So that's pretty interesting there. And then, of course, it's not just all about Dalton Kincaid, right? They're not going to fill all those snaps with him. So maybe we'll see a little more Khalil Shakir. Maybe we see some Trent Sherfield. I don't know. So it should be a fun one, man. Should be a fun one.
Should definitely be a fun one. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. I've got a best bets right up over at fantasyalarm.com. You guys can go over there. You can check that out. I also have all my picks in for NFL Week 8. So if you play in a confidence pool and you're looking for some action there, I've got my picks over there. Kevin Tompkins has the Survivor Picks article. Coop's got his weekly rankings up there. Everything that we've got over at fantasyalarm.com. You don't want to miss out on that. If you don't subscribe to fantasyalarm.com, let me just help you out here. All right. fantasyalarm.com/lock, promo code lock. It's a 1-year subscription right there. Hit that QR code right now. Because here's what it is. It comes out to less than $16 a month is really what it is. It's a full year. You pay $187 and some change to right up front, but this carries you through, and it's all sports. We don't screw around with that. We're not doing different sport packages. It's everything from football to baseball to hockey to basketball to EPL to MMA to NASCAR. You name it, we've got it. College football, college basketball. The coverage is absolutely endless. And don't forget also, when you subscribe, not only do you get access to our Discord, which means that you can send messages and ask questions to me, to Coop, to Britt Flynn, to John and Pemba, to James Grande. The whole team is available there. You're also getting all of our draft guides, all of our cheat sheets, because this, if you subscribe today, it goes through into week 8 of next season. So everything you could possibly want.
I'll tell you what, just this week, like over on the Discord, because we were kind of clogging up the channels with posting winnings and stuff. We created a separate spot called the Winner Circle. Just this week, we had, Dan Malin won $5,000. John and Pemba won $2,000. Voice and Fuego, Troy, who hangs out in the chat, on $34 worth of entries, he won $3,756. Rex Timotheus, who hangs out with us every day, on $150, won $4,600. So that $16 a month, I mean, that's pretty much the lowest it ever goes. And that's paid for those guys forever, just from a weekend. You know what I'm saying? So it's no joke, man. And the thing that we do that other sites don't do, that I don't see, is that we do like a normal playbook, just like everybody else does, right? Howard does his playbook, but we also have experts looking at every single position, honing in. I sit down and I just look at the tight ends and I do a full write-up on top tier, mid tier, low tier, busts, dart throws, just the tight end. I'm fully focused in on that. We have Impemba doing quarterback. We have it for every position. So you're getting full on laser focus from the crew here. So yeah, jump in on that. It will pay for itself.
Toronto Dave in the chat says it perfectly. Fantasy Alarm is cooking hotter than fish grease.
I totally forgot we were saying that.
Right? That was Britt Flynn bringing that
Flynn,
to the table.
Yeah.
So damn hot.
Hotter than fish grease. All right. Other news around the NFL in the quarterback sense here. Kyler Murray, full participant in practice yesterday. Sounds like he could be on the field this weekend, as early as this weekend, against the Baltimore Ravens. Kind of an interesting matchup there. Lamar Jackson and really kind of helped take off in Todd Monken's offense this past week. Now you're traveling across country. Maybe Kyler Murray's back. Got a little Marquise Hollywood Brown revenge game narrative you can throw in there too. That game's looking pretty good. What's your confidence level here on Kyler Murray right now?
So for week 1, like I'm stashing him everywhere. I might have to start him in a couple spots. If he comes out and runs 3 or 4 times this week, I'm moving him way up. I might even move him up to top 12, just straight up, because I know the team's struggling a little bit. You know, they lost James Conner, lost Zach Ertz, no DeAndre Hopkins, but this guy historically been a top 5. I mean, he's top 5 all time in points per game, right? Kyler Murray is a dog. He plays that style of game, and there's no substitution for a guy that could just score a 30-yard rushing touchdown at any moment, right? Like 30-yard rushing touchdown in fantasy football, that's almost 10 points on its own, and the rest is gravy. So, yeah, I'm excited. I want to see him running around. You know, there's a possibility that they have him sit back and just be a pocket passer, in which case now we're not nearly as excited. So my excitement level is high. My trust level, not quite there.
Right? All right. We'll get in and out of the news here as we go through the chat, because the chat is bumping right now. Want to make sure, say hi to Britt Flynn's here. Hal is here. Ann Dunn is in the house. Alex Flores, still lingering from yesterday's trade show, wants to know if you should trade DK Metcalf for Brandon Ayuk.
I think
if you think Ayuk is a better wide receiver than DK Metcalf, then make that trade. But again, Coop, you know my feelings about 1-for-1 deals at the same position.
Exactly. What are they up to, right? What is that guy up to sending you that trade? Like, but honestly, maybe he's thinking, okay, DK's banged up, you know, maybe he's thinking DK already had his bye week, right? It's like, but why? My question is why? What does that guy know that you don't? All I know right now is that if DK is dealing with an injury and Ayuk has been playing well and Deebo Samuel is banged up, I think I just want Ayuk, right? I mean, like, I don't get why that dude is trying to do that trade. I don't know. So
DK put in a full practice on Wednesday, so maybe he's thinking, you know,
right? I don't know. With those,
I don't know. It's against Cleveland this week. I don't know if I really want to jump in on that matchup against Cleveland.
Alex, tell us what you're thinking. Did you send the trade? If that guy sent the trade to you, I always say, hey man, like, I get it. It seems like an okay trade. Why? Like, what's the deal here? I like to hear a little narrative, right? And it makes it easier to trade with people when you go to them and say, hey, you know, I'm 2-5. I can't have this guy's on a bye week this week. I can't lose. So let's do a deal. That, to me, I hear that and I say, let's do it. That makes sense to me. If you're just saying to me, I think I know more about wide receivers than you do, first of all, you don't. Second of all, it just makes me nervous that somebody would even come to me with that. Right, Howard?
Believe me, I hear you. Chris Sellers in the house. What's up, Sellers? Matt Deutsch is here.
Okay.
Troy Olson. Here we go. It's a whole crew here. Moving on up here. Penalty tag preview. Why no buys? Ooh. Oh, well, yeah, Britt, you can. Britt Flynn joining me today on Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Radio at 5 p.m. Eastern, and we're throwing some penalty flags. So I don't want to spoil any of that. Let's go through and get some questions here. Ann Dunn in the house needs 2 flex in PPR with tight end premium. Get your pencils out here.
This looks like
Javonte Williams, Damian Pierce, Amari Cooper, Michael Thomas, DK Metcalf, Dalton Kincaid. Needs 2.
Tight end premium. So this looks like FFPC to me. I think I would start Kincaid. I think I would you get bonus points for receptions. He had 8 of 8 last week, and that was with Dawson Knox playing most of the game. I mean, Dawson Knox played like half the game. He, had a tackle on an interception. I'm not sure when he re-aggravated the wrist, but this week we got no Knox, man. The theory's there. I look around. Amari Cooper, tough to trust with Peach at quarterback. Damian Pierce, I'm not going to go there this week, even though the matchup's pretty good. I think if Metcalf is full, I go Metcalf and Kincaid. Otherwise, I go Thomas and Kincaid. What do you think, Howard?
Yeah, if Metcalf continues to practice in full, I'd probably lean his way as well. But here's the thing with Michael Thomas, because I'm not a Michael Thomas fan, and I know that you were big on Michael Thomas coming into the season. This whole thing with Chris Olave getting arrested for doing 75 and a 35 or 70 and a 30, whatever the hell it was. Could that be something that kind of distracts him a little bit? Does the team have any kind of maybe you don't play the first quarter, you don't start this game or something like that? I do think that this is a favorable matchup for the Saints this week, especially in the passing realm. So, because the Colts just don't have, decent cover corners at all. And so I kind of look to that, but I would say also, if you continue to get full practices from Metcalf today, tomorrow, he's the one I'm pairing with Kincaid.
Yeah, Michael Thomas right now, he's like a discount version of Adam Thielen. He's very safe because the targets are going to be there. The yak at this stage of the game is not going to be there though. So if you can't expect this guy to go out and have take a 5-yard slant for 70 yards. Basically, you have a nice floor with targets and you hope he scores, which is what you're getting with Adam Thielen, except Adam Thielen is doing it on a more consistent level, right? But like those two guys, that's kind of what they are, possession wide receivers, which, you know what, if you just need the best floor, Michael Thomas probably has the best floor of any of those guys on that list.
The Zenov wants to know, this is a 1 QB dynasty league. Hurts for he's all capping this one here, so shout it out. Hurts, Ford,
Pickens.
For Fields, Moore, and Hall.
Okay, yeah. I thought we were doing yelling yesterday. Yelling was yesterday. Today we're going low key. I think in Dynasty, if you can get even in single, dude, Breece Hall in Dynasty.
Exactly. That pushed it over the top for me.
Yeah, I think in single QB, you just go for the best player for the format, which is Hall. So yeah, go for it. Do the Fields more Hall side and just figure out. I mean, in single QB, you can figure out quarterback. It's not that hard.
Chris UFC 97. Hey guys, sorry to bother you with it again, Coop, but the trade has evolved. So Chris is working some deals here, giving Puka Nacua, Dalton Kincaid, and Amari DiMercado for Mark Andrews and Joshua Palmer, 10-team full point PPR.
I think I do it actually. I think I do it to get Andrews and Palmer in 10-team and especially 8-team leagues. The high-end quarterbacks and tight ends become so valuable. They become so valuable because everybody's got good players on the bench, but only 3, 4, 5 guys have really high-end tight ends and high-end quarterbacks. So I'm in the smaller leagues, I'm willing to do stuff like that. And Palmer's look good, huh? Palmer look real good.
Palmer's look great. He's absolutely looked great. All right, Gabe the Babe in the house. Gabe the Babe, who actually got the Johnny 5 reference over in during the Getting Buzzed episode, says Fields sitting on my bench, half-point PPR, 10-team, by the way. Picked up Trevor Lawrence. I see Sam Darnold is available. Should I drop T-Law in favor of I see ghosts, Sam Darnold?
Oh man, you can't do it. I thought about it for a second, but you can't do it. That's too crazy, man. And Brock Purdy will be back, so definitely don't drop T-Law. I'm just gonna start Trevor Lawrence. I mean, Trevor Lawrence has been very strange because he hasn't played poorly, in my opinion. It's just that he hasn't really been running much, and ETN's been scoring all the touchdowns, man. So it's like I think there are better days ahead for Trevor Lawrence. There aren't really a lot of times where I watch him and I just think he looks bad. I think it's just the narrative has been bad. I'm not sure if you're seeing anything differently, Howard. He doesn't seem like he's playing poorly.
I don't think he's playing poorly. I think that, with the Jags, there was that nightmare of having to deal with like the 2 weeks over there in London and coming back and not taking the bye week. And, it's just, to me, it's been, taking players who are creatures of habit out of their comfort zone and, trying to, fit that square peg into a round hole. So I have hope for, and especially just look at the Jaguars, upcoming schedule. Like they've got like 5-6 weeks where it's like super friendly. And I want Trevor Lawrence and Calvin Ridley for sure on that front.
But the division is Titans, Texans, Colts. So the schedule, you can't not have a friendly schedule.
Can't not have a friendly schedule. Coop, put your Twitch glasses on, baby. Dummy man Pluto in the house. Oh, look at you. Look at you. Should I trade Saquon for Austin Eckler? He's got Keenan Allen. Well, then no. Because Eckler and Allen right, are counterintuitive, right?
And
When one's doing well, the other one's probably not.
All right, and everyone pay attention right now. Everyone pay attention right now because I'm going to do something that I never do, which is admit that I was wrong to a certain degree so far. Where Howard Bender, very smart fantasy gamer, came to me and said that I don't think we're going to see these games with Austin Eckler having 10 targets, 12 targets because Joe Lombardi's gone and Kellen Moore doesn't want to do that. And I said, well, he's still Austin Eckler and he's still one of your best players, and that's how you got to do it. So far, I know it's a limited sample size, but we have not seen the classic just give it to Austin Eckler every single play game. He has 4 receptions last week, only 1 reception, only 1. So I think you were right on that, Howard, that Joe Lombardi. I mean, I remember you had said Joe Lombardi plus also you mentioned the rib injury for Justin Herbert. And this year you have a healthy Herbert and a new offensive coordinator. So I don't know. I think at some point we might see a big Eckler game, but as of now, they're not forcing it to him like they did last year. So
there you go.
There you go, Howard Bender. Howard Bender right, Andrew Cooper wrong. For the first time ever.
Brad Thomas says Ridley, Watson, or Rice. Standard league, he's starting Mahomes and Pacheco and Kelsey already. So I'm taking out Rice immediately.
That's too much.
So it's Christian Watson or Calvin Ridley. For me, it's Calvin Ridley here, but
yep. No, I'm with you.
Maybe you've got a different opinion. I mean, it's Minnesota against Green Bay. Packers actually at home and favored by a point in this game.
Jair Alexander, man. I mean, it's oh no, it's Watson against the Vikings. So actually, no, not a bad matchup. Sorry, my bad. Not a bad matchup there. But I'll take Ridley against the Steelers.
Yeah. I think Ridley's Joey Porter Jr. is a solid guy,
right?
But he's
still a rookie.
Still a rookie. Still learning. Still green. Dummy Man Pluto also wants to know, are the Lions defense a good play this week? Also, Kittle or Kincaid?
Yeah, Lions versus Raiders.
Lions versus the Raiders, solid.
Yeah, and I am capable of being unbiased. The thing with Kittle is he has 4 games with under 6 or fewer PPR points, which is bad. But he had the good game against the Cowboys with 3 touchdowns. The game that Brandon Ayuk missed, he played really well. The game last week where Debo missed, he played really well. So if Debo's out up against the Bengals, I'm still going to go Kittle. Kincaid is still just a theory. He's just a theory. So Kittle is Kittle.
Bengals are giving up the 4th most fantasy points per game to the tight end position as well. So that adds to the allure.
That's so weird, Howard. They lost both their starting safeties and they're not good versus a tight end. Who would have thought? Who would have guessed?
I don't know.
Crazy. It doesn't make any sense.
So weird.
So weird that some things like that might happen.
And Dunn's got some dirty quarterback matchups here, Coop. We'll start with this. Baker Mayfield or Russell Wilson? Wilson against the Chiefs, Mayfield against the Bills.
God damn. I normally would say Russ, hoping they could get a shootout going. But the last time these teams just played like a couple weeks ago, I don't think Russ threw for 100 yards. So I think I still go Russ, though, man. With Baker being kind of banged up, what do you think?
I'd probably lean Russell Wilson. Denver's going to be throwing because they're going up against the Chiefs. Baker could throw, and he's got Evans, and listen, it's a banged up secondary for the Bills. It's just still, it's Baker Mayfield. I just hate putting my trust into him,
right?
And he's not healthy. He's not 100%.
God, if you took all his overthrows this year and actually put those on targets, he would be like the QB3. Like he has so many wide open plays. Like once a week, he has a wide open play where he just misses, dude.
Yes, we've definitely seen that several times. It's Baker Mayfield. Ask John and Pemba how much he loves Baker Mayfield.
I know.
What about this? Derek Carr or Sam Howell?
Okay, so we have
Derek Carr's got the Colts.
Colts, yeah.
Sam Howell is taking on
Eagles, dude.
No. Eagles. Oh,
yeah, go Carr. Plus the Eagles, the one place the Eagles were weak after, his safety, they traded for Kevin Byard. So they're taking it pretty seriously. this football thing. Howie Roseman seems to get it. He just seems to get it. They lose Javon Hargrave. He goes out and gets a guy in the draft, Jalen Carter, that's playing as good as Hargrave. It's like crazy. This Roseman just seems to know what they want to build, and he goes and gets the pieces.
Cruising through here, and another question here. Needs 2 in a PPR format. Ugh.
No.
How is it? All right, I need to know. And how is it this ugly on a week where there are no buys that you need 2 out of Miles Sanders, who's hurt, Latavius Murray, who's the secondary running back in Buffalo, Rashid Shaheed, my bad, and Curtis Samuel. You also have Debo, but Debo's not playing this week. I've already been told that Debo's out this week.
Yeah,
so
I'm stashing Miles Sanders, but I don't like what the coaching staff said when they were like, oh, yeah, the reporter's like, oh, Miles Sanders back. And they were like, well, we're going to ease him back in. It's going to be split. I don't like that one bit. So I think I'm starting Shaheed. Shaheed, his snap count has been really ramping up. They've been using a lot of 3 wide receiver sets. He actually only ran like a couple fewer routes than Olave last week. So give me Shaheed. And then I think Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel,
it would be Curtis Samuel would be the one that I would go with. Even though it's against the Eagles, it's still, you can't trust Miles Sanders, and Latavius Murray is a take it between the tackles guy, and Vita Vea is just like this beast of a run stopper.
Yeah, Curtis Samuel, he does have the benefit every once in a while, or honestly, more often than not, he gets a handoff, he gets a carry, and that's just a little extra on top.
Start 2 out of this for George play. Kenneth Walker, James Cook, Darrell Henderson, Roschon Johnson. Well, I don't think Roschon still hasn't been cleared through concussion protocol. And the fact that it's Thursday,
right,
and it's 2 weeks in, I'm not putting any kind of trust into him at all. Walker's a must for me.
Walker's a must.
Against Cleveland.
Yeah. And I think here, I kind of like what I saw of Darrell Henderson. He got the most carries, he got, the most of the pass work as well. So kind of got all like the bulk of the work in all phases. So I think I'm going to go Darrell Henderson.
I agree with that statement there. Getting the game says big night from Quentin Morris.
How dare you?
He's out, actually.
He's out, yeah. Playing. So it's going to be the other guy, Wilson, Joel Wilson, I think. Dude, it's a weird. I actually let me just look it up before I just start throwing names out.
Well, that's okay, because we don't really need to harp on it because
we don't.
It's a non-entity. It's a non-starter here, Coop.
Yeah,
James Conner, expectations rest of season. The Fantasy Master wants to know. Mr. Fantasy Master wants to know. What do you think of James Conner? I think when he's back, he's the number 1 running back in this offense. You got to use him.
James Conner is having, it's the most James Conner season yet, which is he comes out, plays really well, and gets hurt. It's what he's done every single year. This year, of course, because he's hurt. Now he's officially, once again, been hurt every single year of his career. That's what this guy does. So if you drafted James Conner, you start him, but you always have to plan for the games he misses. It's just that's the guy he is.
Yeah. And Dunn back in the house with a PPR question. Would you start any of these over Joshua Palmer, Zach Moss, Najee Harris, Deonta Foreman?
Over Joshua Palmer? No, Joshua Palmer's awesome right now. And Tommy mentioned it there. Joel Wilson is the guy.
Yeah, I'm ignoring Tommy's stuff there. We're doing this for subscribers, Tommy. You want to go and throw Joel Wilson for $300 into your DFS lineup, go right ahead.
He's gonna score a touchdown now, Howard.
Of course he is.
Don't do it though. Yeah, this is the first time he's even been on the active roster. So
yeah. I will say this though, I do like Deonta Foreman in this matchup against the Chargers. Not a strong run defense at all, and I don't see Roschon Johnson playing, but that's just I'm still not going over Joshua Palmer in a PPR format, but
we like him. Yeah,
pay attention to.
Get him in a DFS lineup.
Dalton Kincaid or Kyle Pitts?
This is a tough one, and I'm posting my tight end rankings shortly after the show, before the 7:00 show. That one is one I've been going back and forth on, but I'm leaning Kincaid because I'm leaning Kincaid just because Pitts, even though he's been getting more work than Jonnu pretty consistently, he only ran 22 of 29 routes last week, which, I mean, it's not even 70%, and it scares me. So I think I'm going to go Kincaid. Let's have some fun. Ann.
Hal's got a super flex question here. Sam Darnold, PJ Walker, Rashee Rice, or it's Josh Downs. You got to sit one of them.
Sam Darnold, Rashee Rice. Was it
PJ Walker or Josh Downs?
Sit one.
I'm sitting Rice here because it's a super flex. And Darnold, if Darnold plays, I mean, obviously, if Darnold doesn't play, if Purdy clears concussion protocol and he's good to go, then you're going with him and you're sitting Darnold. But PJ Walker's starting. Josh Downs is a PPR monster right now.
Yeah, dialed in.
Right? Yep. So Rice is the guy. All right, let's see. Is there a greater trust between in either of the receivers for the Texans? Seems like Dell or Nico could go off any week. I'm in on Nico this week.
I'm in on Nico too. And the reason Dell has been going off and other guys have been going off is that when they face a really good corner like AJ Terrell, like Marshawn Lattimore, they're not afraid to just throw to the other guys. So that's why you had the Robert Woods touchdown. You had the Dell games before. But this Panthers, as Howard pointed out, they're missing two of their corners. They're missing Jeremy Chin. They're missing JC Horn. So, yeah, Nico should be just fine this week.
Yeah, I like Nico a lot. Zachamaniac, Dynasty tight end question. Mayer or Musgrave long term? So much can change, he says, year to year. But what do you predict for them long term? Who do you see being the guy?
Yeah, so I think that this was how I ranked it all along, is I had Musgrave ahead short term, but long term, I think Michael Mayer can develop into a Dallas Goedert, TJ Hawkinson type, every down inline, like bruising tight end that can also catch the ball down the seam. So I think Michael Mayer long term is the guy I'd rather have. Short term, it's Musgrave just because he has, the opportunity, but Mayer's opportunity is growing as it goes. So long term, it's Mayer still.
Sellers wants to know who's our favorite captain for Showdown slates tonight.
You got to make one out of respect.
Cue the music.
Out of respect to me and out of respect to this family. You got to make one Dalton Kincaid captain lineup. You got to make one Dalton Kincaid lineup. And then after that, I've been looking around a little bit, and I kind of like just going with the Stephon Diggs lineup. But you have to pay down a bunch of other places. But those are the two I'm doing.
All right. Timothy Johnson says, hey guys, here are my starters. Brian Robinson, James Cook, Rashad White, Michael Pittman, Nico Collins. Would you change any of them for DeMercado, Marquise Brown, Calvin Ridley, Garrett Wilson? Well, yeah. I mean, if you're talking about a flex play and you've got a running back in your flex play, I'd probably go with either Marquise Brown or Calvin Ridley. Shit, Garrett Wilson against the Giants. How do you sit that?
Over Rashad White, probably.
Oh, I was actually thinking over James Cook.
Now, is it Brian Robinson or Bijan Robinson? Because if it's Bijan, he's in there. If it's Brian Robinson versus the Eagles,
that's a different story.
That's a different story, yeah. So let us know which Robinson that is. But yeah, Marquise Brown is getting the targets. He's getting peppered with targets. Also, let us know if it's PPR because that's different.
Toronto Dave wants to know Jaylen Warren or Kareem Hunt in a PPR.
For the first time this year, I sneaky like Jaylen Warren this week. The Jaguars have been giving up insane receptions to the running back. And that's where Warren plays. Coming into last week, they were letting up 6.5 a game, which was way at the bottom of the league. And then they let Alvin Kamara catch 14 passes. So I kind of like Jaylen Warren. But even then, I would start Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, I'm going with Kareem Hunt here.
Sorry.
Against Seattle.
Yeah, even then, I'm going to start Kareem Hunt against Seattle. But I just wanted to get that out there. Jaylen Warren, maybe a little DFS pay down play.
What about Kincaid or Evan Engram? Let's put you to the test here.
Those are my babies. Those are my babies. Those are my babies, dude. So, but it's still Ingram. It's still Ingram. I mean, every single behind the scene metric, you name it, he's top 5. Target share, route participation, wide receiver snaps, pass block snaps, Howard, 1.3%, which means basically he's blocking in maybe one pass play a game. This past week, he ran 33 of 34 possible routes, didn't pass block one time. So Evan Ingram just about as safe as they make him. So it's still Ingram. It's still Ingram.
Scampers in the house. Scampers wants to know, what's your favorite form of eggs?
Wow, you go first on this, Howard. I gotta think for a second. Oh, actually, no, I know.
Hey,
I know already.
I'm an over easy guy. I like me some over easy eggs. I like a little runny yolk. I like putting it with some corned beef hash. Mop it up with a little toast. Feeling good.
Yeah, eggs. I do like that over easy if it's with like a steak or biscuits and gravy or something. But kind of been growing fond of the avocado toast. It's such a hipster play, but you do like a hard boiled egg, and then you do toast with avocado, and then you cut up the hard boiled egg and put it on top, and then you put hot sauce all over that, dude.
I love it.
Burns is in. Burns is in. Yeah, that's a little hipster toast there. Avocado
Listen,
toast.
as long as you didn't say soft boiled, I was okay with it.
Yeah, that's weird. That's kind of
It's
weird.
like a giant egg booger. I don't even understand.
Deviled eggs. What I want to know.
Deviled eggs are great. I love deviled eggs.
Yeah. Chat.
Yum.
Chat. Let us know. Chat. Let us know how you like your eggs. I want to hear the top ones. I'm seeing some eggs Benedict in there. Over medium for me, unless I'm cooking them.
Over medium.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. While everybody's talking about what kind of eggs they like, we want to shout it out to our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. New contests and chances to win every single day. Tonight's featured Thursday Night Football pick'em is Josh Allen, higher or lower than half a total yard. So that's your gimme there with Josh Allen, over higher than half a yard. Just pair the correct picks of Josh Allen's total yards with a correct higher or lower pick for any other player, or triple your entrance fee. First time depositors. This is the big one here. FantasyAlarm.com/underdog. Promo code ALARM. First time depositors get an instant match deposit up to $500. That's big. Huge. So go to FantasyAlarm.com/underdog. Use the promo code ALARM. Get that first time deposit match up to $500. You got your Josh Allen higher than half a total yard. There's that QR code. Pop into that. Give a little scan on that one there. And let's throw them a couple of picks here, Coop, that'll kind of help them out with where they're going. Yesterday I gave Mike Evans higher than 58.5 receiving yards. Felt good about that. Feel great about that. But I'll give you a different one here just to show you I'm such a nice guy. Rachaad White, higher than 3.5 receptions. Right? He's had 3 a couple of times. He's had a couple of games where you've looked and you've seen the Bucs playing from behind. Rachaad White starting to get a couple of checkdowns. Again, Baker Mayfield not as mobile as he might usually be because of this knee issue. I think he checks it down to Rachaad White a couple extra times there. Higher than 3.5 receptions, Coop.
Ooh, I hope that happens because it plays right into what I want to do here. I know Rachaad White runs a nice little Texas route over the middle, and I'm going with, it's Thursday, hey, Howard, so we got to go with the tackle monster, which so far we have hit the tackle monster 4 out of 5 times. So tackle monster bet's been flying, and it's a lot of fun to root for. Now, this week, there's a guy specifically that I was looking for. They're not giving us a combined tackles line, which annoys me. That would have been nice. But Terrell Bernard, 5.5 solo tackles. You go back and look at what this player has done, right? First four games, right? 4 tackles, 3 tackles, 5 tackles, 2 tackles. Then they go out to London, and Matt Milano gets hurt, breaks his leg, out for the year. From that point on, 8 tackles, 9 tackles, 9 tackles. These are solo tackles, Howard. Here are the combined tackles for this player last 3 games. 16 combined tackles, 12 combined tackles, 11 combined tackles. So I'm looking at that 5.5, and I'm saying, what's going to change here? Why is that changing? Why wouldn't he come out and have 8, 9, 9? So yeah, give us that. Terrell Bernard. Don't juice it up, underdog. I know you guys are watching, right? I know you took Alante Taylor off the board. I know you're not putting Josh Downs up there because you know we would smash that line. So let's get those in now. Let's get that tackle monster. And that's a fun one to root for because all game you're just watching for this guy and you're like, get him. Get him.
Get him. All right.
Yes.
So there you go, guys, for Underdog Fantasy tonight in the Pick'em contest. You get the Josh Allen higher than half a total yard. That's the gimme. And then here you go. Terrell Bernard, higher than 5.5 solo tackles. Rashad White, higher than 3.5 receptions. Triple your money. FantasyAlarm.com/underdog. Promo code ALARM. Instant deposit match up to $500. Let's get back to the chat. Let's answer some questions. Matt Deutsch sweating his Scott Fishbowl lineup here, apparently. Start 2 out of Derek Carr, Kenny Pickett, or Mac Jones.
Definitely Carr. Definitely Carr against the Colts. So it's going to be either Mac Jones going up against the Dolphins, or it's going to be Kenny Pickett against the Jaguars.
I'll take Pickett.
I think with Pickett, because Deontay Johnson's back, he'll be up to full speed here. Pickett.
Yeah. Rex Timotheus showing up late. Do you have a note?
Top Rex, yeah.
Scampers, half-point PPR needs 2. Javonte Williams, Chuba Hubbard, Gabe Davis, Calvin Ridley. So Ridley right off the bat is 1 for me.
Yeah.
Who do you want?
I'm in on Ridley, and I'm gonna go with Javonte. I believe in Javonte, which is crazy because I was off him before, with the injury, with everything else. But the way he's getting ramped up, I feel good about him. Chuba, we don't know what the deal's going to be, what the split's going to be like, and Gabe Davis has just been kind of there,
Yeah. Mr. Non-Consistency, Gabe Davis, who everybody loves, except for Bob Long. Shout out to Bob Long.
There you go, Bob.
That guy Lucci says Spears or Warren in the flex or Tank Dell.
Ooh, throwing that Tank Dell in there.
That's where I would go. Robert Woods is supposed to be out, right?
I know. I've been clamoring to get Warren in some sort of lineup, but it's just like you can't bank on receptions alone. I think I would go Dell.
I think I would go Dell as well. Rex says, I moved Olave to the flex from the wide receiver 2 spot with his situation. If he doesn't play, where is the lean? I need 3. Stevenson, Rice, Osborne, Gabe Davis, Javonte, Tank Dell, or Treylon Burks. Well, let's do some easy elimination here. I think we can eliminate Treylon Burks because his quarterback situation is disgusting.
Mess.
Sorry, Brett. I think we can take Gabe Davis out of this as well, Mr. Inconsistency.
Yeah.
So now we need 3 out of Stevenson, Rice, Osborne, Javonte, and Dell.
I mean, I like
possibly Olave.
I like Osborne. He
against the pack.
Well, that's the thing. Jair Alexander's going to cover somebody. Hopefully, he covers Jordan Addison. That is an interesting one, man.
I think Javante's a guy that you got to use.
Yeah. So Javante's in. Stevenson versus the Dolphins. He's been getting more work than Zeke, but Zeke is a goal line back. I think I'm going Osborne, Javonte, and Tank Dell. Tank Dell was doing really well before he got hurt.
Okay. Beautiful. But we'll see what happens. If out of those guys, who's the guy that you like the least? So if
Dell.
Olave is back. So if Olave plays, it's him over Dell.
Yep.
There we go. Scrolling up. Kyler Murray, Tyrod Taylor, Sam Darnold, Deontay Johnson, Pierre Strong, PPR, probably Kyler if he plays, but if not, different super flex here. Superflex, if Sam Darnold's playing in a super flex league, I'm going to use him.
Yeah. Tyrod's probably out, trending towards Daniel Jones playing. So Tyrod's got to probably be off the board. I think I might start Darnold over Murray outright in the first game. I mean, we don't know what Murray's going to look like, or if he's even going to be able to play a whole game. So yeah, but yeah, I would start any of those quarterbacks. If they start, I start them over Deontay Johnson.
Yes, agreed. Let's see this matchup. Just looking for specific questions here. Coop needs to kill the lights and set up a spotlight for that drop.
I
Get all romantical in there.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Bijan Robinson for Tim Johnson's.
Yeah.
Work
So
there.
Bijan for sure.
Bijan's definitely in there.
Yeah.
Need one PPR: James Cook, Cortland Sutton, Joshua Palmer, KJ Osborne.
I'm fully in on Josh Palmer. Honestly, wherever I was ranking Mike Wilson before, that's where I'm ranking Josh Palmer. He played more snaps than Keenan Allen this week. He had 130 yards. What is Josh Palmer doing that Michael Williams wasn't doing? I mean, it's like the same guy. It's like in Beer Fest when Landfill, dies and his brother shows up and he's like, let's just skip all the, you can just call me Landfill. Let's skip all the awkward parts. And, have you seen that movie, Howard?
No.
Oh, well, the chat might get that reference, but yeah, basically one character dies and a twin brother who is obviously the same actor shows up and he's like, let's just skip all the awkwardness. That's Josh Palmer replacing Mike Williams. It's
Mike Williams.
Just as good.
Roberto Perez in the house here, catcher for the Cleveland Guardians. Good job. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
He doesn't play for the Guardians anymore. What up, guys? Would y'all trade Tony Pollard and Rashee Rice for Bijan Robinson and Kareem Hunt?
I think I would. I don't think I would. And I mean, it depends on how bad you need the running back, but I would rather have Rice than Hunt, and Pollard and Bijan are neck and neck to me in my rankings.
Right? I agree. Might as well stay. If you need the running back, then there it is.
Pollard's already had his bye too. He's a good asset.
Troy Olson says he feels strongly that Pierre Strong will outdo Hunt. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. It's Troy Olson, that's voice in fuego. He's won thousands of dollars on DFS this week, but I personally am on the Hunt side. I side with the veteran oftentimes in these cases. I think Pierre Strong is going to get some carries in space. He'll get some gadgety plays, but Hunt's going to get any goal line probably. Hunt's going to get the pass blocking opportunities. A 2-minute drill will almost certainly be Kareem Hunt. So I side with Hunt.
Roberto Perez also wants to know, would y'all trade Christian Watson and Javonte Williams for Marquise Brown with Kyler coming back? No,
that's too much.
Yeah, that's too much.
I like the idea, but it's too much. I mean, why can't Christian Watson for Marquise Brown should probably be plenty.
Yeah, probably. Dynasty here. Would you trade Breece Hall for Jalen Hurts? I have Fields and Stafford.
Whoa, you're going to skip all these egg responses?
You already said it. You already said eggs Benedict and over medium.
I didn't say over easy on the avocado toast. That could be.
I haven't gotten to that one yet.
Okay, sorry. All right. Would I trade Breece for Jalen Hurts in Dynasty? If it's super flex, then yeah. If it's super flex, you do that immediately. If it's single QB, you don't do it.
Correct. Yeah, avocados. You could do the over easy on avocado toast. Of course, you could try the over easy on the hipster toast.
So now I
over easy egg on a burger too. I'm actually not into that.
No, me neither.
I don't feel the need to put a messy over easy egg onto my burger that I'm eating. That doesn't do it for me.
Burns in the chat says he loves it. There's certain things where like I like both the items, but I like one of the items more than the other, so I don't do that. Like I like burgers more than eggs, so I'm not going to put that on there. So another one is shrimp and pasta. I'm not sure how you feel about that. Shrimp is.
I'm allergic to shellfish, so I
don't okay, there you go. Yeah, but it's like I'd rather just eat pasta. Like don't put the shrimp in there. I don't want it in there. I'll eat shrimp if I want to have shrimp separately. So
where's the sports?
Toronto Dave says scramble is his go-to. Sunny side up goes well as an addition to so many meals, like ones with rice.
I feel that. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. I won't hate on that. He's Roberto Perez hell-bent on trading Christian Watson and Javonte Williams. Would you do it for Brandon Ayuk?
That makes a little more sense. But still, it might be too much. You should be able to do a little better than that.
Again, we're selling Christian Watson right now after a crappy week, which, I mean, crappy weeks happen for all players.
people are dying for running backs right now, man.
I know.
I think you might be under. I think what's happening is you might be undervaluing Javonte Williams.
That could be too. I need a more he says I need a more consistent receiver with Amari Cooper and Christian Watson as my next best wide receivers after Tyreek.
I can see that.
So yeah, all right. I mean, upgrade, sure, but like Coop says, don't sell short. I mean, if you want to trade Javonte Williams because you have a surplus of running backs, then trade him straight up for Brandon Ayuk. You don't have to kick in Christian Watson. That's too much of a sweetener.
Yeah.
Too much
Agreed.
of it. Godwin or Watson PPR?
Godwin or Watson? Godwin. Yeah.
Start one. Myers, Jonathan Taylor, Mike Evans.
Ooh. So in this instance, I'm not going to start JT against the Saints, to be honest, because Myers and Evans are just too good. The question is Myers or Evans, and that's a tough one. Is it Myers in full PPR has been so reliable. Is it Freddie? Is it full PPR or not? If it's full PPR, I might go Myers. Otherwise, it's Mike Evans.
Yeah, I'm in on Mike Evans.
Might just be Mike Evans.
I think it's Mike Evans for tonight.
Yeah, just go Mike Evans.
Tre'Davious White. Secondary has not been holding up for Buffalo. All it takes is one play.
40-yard touchdown last week. He should have had, again, the week before that, he was missed on a wide open touchdown. So just tonight, he's going to get open, and Baker's either going to hit him or not.
Fantasy Pros tournament team, one running back here out of Rashad White, Jeff Wilson, or Deonta Foreman.
We like Foreman, right? Yeah,
I like Foreman against Detroit. No, not Detroit. It's Chargers.
Same thing.
Yeah, still bad. Still bad. Underdog apparently pulled Rashad White receptions.
Those cowards! I'm telling you, they're watching the show, man. They know that the tackle monster bet is hit 4 out of 5. Get that one in there before they pull that one too. But they just pulled Howard's. They won't give us anything against Alontae Taylor.
Mile High Luke in the house. Fantasy Pros tournament here. Who do we start out of the 5? Nico Collins, DK Metcalf, Amari Cooper, Drake London, Adam Thielen.
Can't go away from Adam Thielen right now. Adam Thielen is just playing too well.
Yeah. Dobbs or Jackson Smith Najigba?
Twitch glasses. It's still Romeo Dobbs. And the difference is that Romeo Dobbs is in the Tyler Lockett role and Jaden Reed is in the slot. When everyone's healthy, JSN is in that slot role. And he's just not a full-time player. So it's Romeo or Arthur.
You're right. The chat does love your Beer Fest reference here. Chris Alves says, do I fade Addison in favor of Rice or Dell? I don't think you can.
No. Addison,
I haven't heard anything about Jair Alexander shadowing Jordan Addison. And if you don't hear something specific, then it means that they're not moving Jair Alexander all over the field. He's going to stay on his side. Addison will be opposite him sometimes, and then he won't be opposite him others.
I've been seeing a lot less shadowing this year in general. You see shadowing from AJ Terrell. The reports basically, it's been AJ Terrell is like the one guy that will follow you around wherever you go in the slot, no matter what. Sauce Gardner will cover the best guy, but he doesn't go in the slot. So it's like some of these guys, like the pure shadow, I feel like it's kind of going away a little bit.
GT Sport, pick 3 PPR, Ridley, Watson, DK, Downs, and Rice. So for me, it's Ridley, DK, and Downs.
Yeah, done.
In a
Agreed.
PPR.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's it.
Beer Fest. Sorry, I just don't get it.
Got you. Go watch it. I think you would enjoy it.
Go watch it.
It is funny, man. It is a very funny
Go
movie.
watch it.
Yeah.
I'll grab my glaucoma medicine before I do that.
Jump in there. It's good.
JSN or Dobbs. We said, who did you like there? JSN or Dobbs? Dobbs. Pierce, Hunt, or Foreman this week for RB2? Foreman for me.
Foreman, yeah. He looked great last week.
Better flex play, Deonta Foreman or Roshan Johnson? I don't even know. Has Roshan been cleared? I missed the news item.
Somebody in the chat. I haven't seen that he's cleared. So somebody in the chat let us know. But I think I'm starting Foreman regardless.
I'm just gonna find out right now. Yeah. Roschon Johnson, questionable. Full practice, still in protocol. That was as of the 25th. So he did have practice on Wednesday, but he still has not been cleared. So I'm still in on Deonta Foreman. Egg on a burger is so good. Egg on a bagel. Tommy wants to cook for us.
I'm down, Tommy. Come to the expo, dude. Let's go.
I'm an eater.
Yeah.
I'm an eater. Should I start Gabe Davis if I have Josh Allen or 2 boomer bust?
I'm not worried about the stacking. I'm worried about who your other options are. Don't worry about the quarterback. Start your best players regardless of pairings or whatever. So let us know who the other options are. That's most important.
Should I try to buy Aaron Jones? I think you can.
I am. I'm buying Aaron Jones. I'm buying Joe Mixon. I'm buying anybody that I've seen play well that's down, right? So, yeah, I'm in on Aaron Jones.
Fantasy Pros tournament here. Team number 2. This is Mile High Luke again. Start 4. Deontay, Cooper, Myers, Lamb, Palmer, Garrett Wilson.
This one's easy for me. It's Deontay, Myers, Lamb, Palmer. Because you're going to bench the 2 guys that have the 2 worst quarterbacks.
There you go. Start Nico Collins or Deonta Foreman for the flex.
We like Nico this week. We like Nico.
We do like Nico this week. And if there is a chance that Roschon does get cleared, we like Nico even more then.
Truly. Yep.
Absolutely. Pierce, Hunt, or Deonta Foreman this week.
I think we got that already. It said Foreman, yeah.
Foreman, yep. Pick 1. Rashee Rice, Drake London, Kareem Hunt, or Michael Pittman.
Oh, man. I think I like Pittman. Pittman plays every single snap. And
against Lattimore?
Is that this week?
That's this week.
All right, that's it. That's the show, everybody. Thank you for
thanks so much for having us. We're Coop and Howard.
We will answer that question. That becomes a tough question because of that. How much do you trust Kareem Hunt, man? I know we're in, but
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't.
London?
Yeah, I don't really love that one either. But
against the Titans?
Oh yeah, that's right. It is against the Titans.
You sound like Drake London. Let's do London here. Yep,
let's do London. Final question here. Big thanks to everybody out there. Really appreciate you guys joining us here in the chat. GT Sports says Flex 1, Kincaid, Godwin, Michael Thomas, or Christian Watson.
On this day, it's Chris Godwin. But I wish I could have.
It's Chris Godwin.
It is Chris Godwin. But
all right. Well, that's going to do it for us here today. Wishing you all the best of luck in your NFL Week 8 contest. Again, from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern. If you need more questions answered, Coop, John, and Pemba, they're going to be doing a live stream right here on the Fantasy Alarm YouTube page. You can also try and call in on SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio, 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern. Me, Britt Flynn, having a blast over there. So big thank you to Brian Burns, our illustrious producer. For Andrew Cooper, I'm Howard Bender. This has been Alarm Fantasy Football. We'll catch you next time.
I love and respect Brian Burns, and he's got to do what